difference. And it's not so much saying, "Oh, this guy's old, so or this girl's old, so we don't need to bring him back." Well, why not? There's no problem with that. But it doesn't mean you have to bring. It doesn't mean to take the spotlight out of somebody's hands. That's basically what I'm getting at.
They did it twice with Goldberg that I disagree with. I don't think Goldberg should have beat Owens, especially with the interference of Jericho. And I don't think Goldberg should have beat The Fiend. There's no reason for
yeah. Absolutely. Both of them I can definitely agree with. It's especially that quick. Right. The Fiend didn't need to lose. Yeah, did it work out as far as in some ways with the Firefly Funhouse with Cena eventually. That was good for him. It was good. It was good for what it was. I wouldn't, necessarily major fan of the of the type of style of a match at WrestleMania for it, but it was still okay. But like I said, I don't think Goldberg should have ran over. There's no reason, like you said, for him to run over Fiend like that. And I know some people we talked about back then. Oh, the superhero beat this scary guy, the villain. It just didn't add up, and he got practically destroyed against Lesnar months later. But it just wasn't the best option. But anyways,
yeah, it didn't make any sense. And on the same path line with AEW, Tony Khan even said recently part of the reason they're working so hard to rebuild Miro, if you will, is because WWE treated him like shit for years, which unfortunately is true. This guy got over more than a few times as Hanson Rusev Day, even when he was Alexander Rusev the heel. This guy was able to attract attention to himself, and WWE ruined it.
Yeah, there's just a lot of downsides to. I mean, great in-ring competitor. He's got a lot of plus sides to his character. A lot of plus sides for sure. This wasn't utilized always in the right capacity. That's when you sometimes gotta make a change. And he was let go and everything, but it's now he's doing something a little different. Obviously in AEW. I think it's trying to show a little more different side of him. I think it's great. I mean, of course, you got a lot of people that we talked before that they're just going to be hiring into everybody from WWE. I'm like, well, it's a job. He needs a job and he's trying to fix up his character. So it's an alternative. So I think it's going to be a great thing. It can't, it's. I like that. Like we said before, we like the WWE. We like wrestling, but it's more or less it's just the booking part needs to be obviously shaped up.
What did you think about what MJF said about if you don't make it in AEW, it's basically your fault?
Yeah, I was seeing that. In my perspective, and I know this is only a slight perspective, is I don't work for AEW. I ain't never been in that company, but I think it's of how much freedom that these guys and girls have. I mean, trying to swing for a great hit or even a home run, it's like you have that creative freedom to do so. And whether you're on Dark or Dynamite, it's like you have that freedom to make your way. And it's like to find that character, which it's just a problem. Also, it's a growing pain problem. It's going on in AEW a little bit, and trying to find their character, who they are. And I think I can't disagree really so much, and only my perspective, what he's saying. It's like, if you have that freedom, do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's like you have plenty of time out there. You got it. Sounds like you have a great boss that is open minded, has ear, has a good brain on them, and it's like it's a tough business. But if you can have a chance of making it on a national television, especially or even on YouTube where they have Dark at with a lot of followers, hey man, it's like he's got the opportunity. Make the best of it, and so I can understand what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
I also realized MJF saying when I seen something about him, he also signed a 5-year deal with AEW, by the way. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I can understand what he's saying. It's like they're their own world. They are putting on paper and in the ring what they feel pro wrestling truly is, and they've been doing a great job. So it's your time to shine. You can't do that as much as you really in WWE as much as believes me. I mean, you put your best effort in WWE, but there's a lot more obviously hands in the creative, so to speak. So yeah,
there is. And did you read about what happened at the end of Dynamite, the very end?
Yeah.
With Kenny Omega?
Yeah, Kenny Omega's new champion, and Don Callis helped out with that one. I didn't see that very ending, but heard a lot about it. Now he's going to be going to Impact to make Omega's going to be heading out Impact this come up week, I believe it is. And I'm kind of 50-50 with it on that one. I'm okay, but 50-50 with that ordeal.
I will check out Impact just because I'm curious how they're going to tie this in together.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's only like a couple things I'm kind of excited about with it. I like the idea of some people in the AEW working with Eric Young and even Heath and Rhino. The Good Brothers involvement, I would like to see that. Honestly, I would have loved to see the Rascals versus Private Party, but that won't happen. They're part of WWE now. There is some people in Impact that I could think it would be pretty good. You have Chris Bay, wouldn't be too bad in a match with any of the guys from AEW. I can't think of the guy's name right now. Rajit Singh, it might be. I feel like I'm messing that up. Fallah Bah, which is a bigger guy, wouldn't mind seeing him in a couple matches. So the possibilities are there. It's just interesting to see how that might work out, especially since Impact goes for the more goofy side of wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not the first time, as you talk about this. It's not the first time that two companies have worked together. Obviously, how ECW was working with WWE back in the '96 year, and it was a different type of situation. But and then a little bit of NWA come in there too. It was more not as to the extent of what obviously what it is. But I think it could be of course you had New Japan and WCW worked with each other back in mid '90s. I mean, went to early '90s too.
Right.
And it's a different situation, very much so this time. And I just hope they're doing it. Going to do it the right way, and hope it capitalizes in the right way.
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely it draws some interest. So we're gonna see how it goes about.
It does. One of the funniest things I saw is Triple H said that WWE is open for business. After that came out, and I saw someone post a meme that just shows a picture of Triple H and says WWE is open with business, working with other competitors. And then it had this angry Squidward looking up at him. And all I think I could think of is, yep, that's exactly how I'm feeling. Tama Tonga, which is part of Gorillas of Destiny, to give you an idea who they are. I believe they're related to Haku, or / Ming. And when he actually replied to someone posting about Triple H, said they're open for business. And Tama Tonga says, your boys can't handle us, and left it at that. I would love to see Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, the Gorillas of Destiny, versus the Usos. I think that would be entertaining.
Yeah, that would be something different there too.
Yeah, but we'll see what Impact does with AEW and the AEW kind of like tie together that they're doing. AEW doesn't need the ratings, obviously, but working together can only make the whole business better.
Well, I agree and disagree. I agree that with a lot of things you're saying, but they can always improve. and with the ratings, they can obviously, more ratings they can get higher. It shows more how much more viewers they have on them. Shows more like how more competitive they can be too. I know it sounded like it's was in the Monday Night Wars where it's strictly ratings based of let's put this guy out of business. It's not that way. So that's what I like about it. It's an alternative. But yeah, they need the ratings, but it's more or less they have a different aspect towards it than it was at one point. I will say that. But yeah, I think it's huh.
What I was basically saying is the fact that AEW is actually ahead in terms of ratings, ahead of Impact. So it's not like they're going to really benefit much with it, but I think that their way they're looking at it is that they can draw more attention to Impact. They can draw more attention back to them of people that are hardcore Impact fans. That's where I'm kind of leaning towards. It's not going to be like a giant boost in the ratings, but it would. I could see it like being beneficial for the business overall.
Absolutely.
Now, kind of shifting focus to Raw. What did you think of Raw in general?
Wasn't one of their, well, I believe the better episodes.
But I would agree there.
Had some interesting aspects to it, I guess. Is especially when it started off the show. You had Fiend and Orton and Alexa Bliss in there doing their thing. I thought that storyline is I'm interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't draw a whole lot more interest after that, honestly. But
the only other one that, and this has actually to do with one of the people you've mentioned, the only one that I'm kind of behind is the Alexa Bliss Nikki Cross thing, especially Alexa pretending that she was hurt to get sympathy from Nikki just to beat her.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
I the only other thing I'm digging with it is the Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross thing going on.
Oh yeah.
That's the only other storyline that I'm really interested in.
Yeah, it's definitely progressing a little at a time too with that between Alexa and Nikki Cross. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only it's kind of weird. I kind of feel like the both shows only have a few things going on. I did not like the Symphony of Destruction match between Hardy and
that
Elias.
Yeah, we talked about that too. One of our last few episodes, where they were going to be probably a match with band stuff surrounding the ring and whatnot, and the storyline kind of, for me, it didn't draw as much interest as I thought it would have gone. The booking was a little bit different on that, a little off in my opinion, but and for it to end the way I guess this is to end the rivalry. I was like, could have done more with it, but they decided to go about much more mid card direction with it. But now I'm looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do with both characters next with Hardy and Elias.
It just seemed lazy because it kind of like they looked at Elias and said, "Okay, you play guitar, so we can do this with you." And oh, yeah, Hardy is in a band. Let's put them together. Like,
yeah,
there was no real thought put to it.
Not at all. I mean, they talked about their backstory with with Elias getting ran over or whatnot, and back months ago. It didn't feel like they could have. I felt like they could have brought in more.
Right. The New Day was in a tag team match, and now I'm completely blanking who they were against too.
We're on social media here, making we all join in. This wrestling's still cool. Doing a podcast here in my office / studio. Got Cam in the studio. Yeah, but yeah, it's it was a.
Oh, it was. I'm sorry. It wasn't a tag team match. My apologies. It was Cedric Alexander versus Xavier Woods.
Okay.
That I don't necessarily see the benefit of the New Day working with the Hurt Business. It doesn't make sense to me.